Hey, so I'm so excited to talk to you about your specific needs and hurdles and dig in whether you are a fit for the Wholist program. If you're here, you already know a few things. Diets do fail over and over again, and not because of anything you did or didn't do, they just don't work. You've noticed that exercise most often doesn't help and actually can cause your body to trigger weight gain instead of weight loss. And you know that all that calorie counting, starvation, special foods, and self punishment are not only unnecessary, but can be hurting your ability to lose weight and keep it off after that torture fest ends. And I know that you're sick of complicated, restricted programs that fall apart when they hit the realities of your life. You're sick of awkward social situations where there's nothing you can eat that's actually on your diet, or you're too afraid to go out with a colleague or client for lunch for fear of being the weirdo with all the restrictions. And you're sick of choosing between your diet and starving when you travel, and you're trying to fit in ever more exercise in a failing attempt to burn off the inches and keep it off. And you're sick of starving yourself and being constantly hangry and barely losing the weight you wanted to anyway. So here we are. You can go on another diet and feel terrible and tired and constrained and bitter, lose the weight for a couple months, and end up 5 pounds more than you are right now in a year. That's the data. Everyone does it. Or you can B, forget diets and trends, never go on a diet again, lose weight sustainably in the context of analyzing your real life and eating real food and keeping it off. But we'll get into all of that on our call. Let's talk about some of my people, normal people, just like you, who came in with the same frustrations, they're just not able to get over the discomfort in their own bodies, but also frustrated by getting overlooked or under-considered at work because of being judged by how they look, and wanting to do all of this with an aim for real food and sustainability, and most importantly, for me as a physician, long-term health. So my friend Brandon was one of the first people I shared all this with. She's 42, and since her son was born, she tried every diet, all of them, all the ones you did. She thought she was eating healthy. She loved being outside and traveling, but she found herself 5'8" and 190 pounds, ashamed, tired, giving up. Wasn't thinking that she was going to be able to, backcountry ski again because she didn't think she'd be able to keep up. She found herself not being able to keep up with her son. She found herself hating her job because she was on video all the time at work and couldn't get up the confidence she needed to be effective at it. So we tackled it, real food, learning about what and when to eat, how to fit it all in her busy life, analyzing why she was eating, how to interpret those sensations, create new thoughts, and what was healthy food exactly. 12 weeks, 22 pounds down, halfway to her goal, within the 12 weeks and at goal now. Healing relationships, sleeping better, 2 pant sizes, smiles instead of tears, and she went on that backcountry trip. So the reason she was successful because she got off the diet yo-yo train and retrained her mind on the reality of what her body was doing. If you don't think of it as a diet, just as real life, science of what your body is doing with what you're eating, it is an entirely different experience. It does not feel like constraint. It does not feel like scarcity, and it is much easier to make the right choices and much easier to maintain them for a lifetime. Okay, who's next? Nancy. Nancy's 62. Now she's 63. She was 62 when she joined me. She was only about 140 pounds, but she's a shorty, and so this was about 15 pounds more than she wanted and felt best in. When she started, she was having periods of time, usually mid-afternoon, where she was obsessively eating most carb-laden stuff for a couple of hours, feeling terrible, out of control, steadily gained 20 pounds, was really negative about herself and her body, sleeping terribly, not interested in exercising. Does that sound familiar? We let her body balance into itself by studying her habits and patterns and food choices and giving her breaks from insulin stimulation, using adaptive biology to hormone shift, and realizing what was happening when she was eating made her confident she was making the right choices and that she could trust herself and not feel constrained by it all because it was her decision. And at week 2, she was no longer having that 3 to 5 obsessive eating. At 4 weeks, she started wanting to exercise. Her pants were fitting. She started fitting in much more positive words to our calls. At week 8, no craving, satisfied with her food, and said, I am never going back. At week 10, she was sleeping better than she has in years. And at week 12, she was 128 pounds with only a few left to her goal, all just by simmering down the roller coaster and letting her body do the work as it was meant to do. And she's now 1.5 years later, and I just saw her, and she's maintained her emotional habits, and her weight this whole time. So awesome. All right, so Cathie always told herself and was told she had a low glucose problem because she would feel something shift precipitously, like every few hours if she didn't eat. You know that feeling, I think. She would feel that shift, drop whatever she was doing, and eat reflexively. And so she ate every couple of hours to keep this from happening. And she was tired and cold and lacked energy and felt like a slave to her next snack. When she came to Wholist, she was shocked to realize that her blood sugar problem went away within a week because she was misinterpreting what was happening. She also learned that she was eating little tiny bits all the time, but not the right amount and not the right components. Once we went through that, what and when to eat, and made her ever complex metabolism simple to understand, she was able to go 7 to 8 hours between meals, feeling full, no crashes. She stopped obsessing about food. She's sleeping better than ever. She was like a terrible insomniac. Has more sustained energy and mood, and she's improved her athletic endurance. So by eating the right content of food, but also more of it, and forgetting that kind of ridiculous notion that small, frequent meals is good for you, which it is not, her body responded by increasing her energy expenditure, speeding up her metabolism, losing weight, but more importantly, getting that health that she was looking for. So Sharon is in her 50s. She sent me this last month in the middle of her program, and she's not even done yet. I wanted to tell you that I'm feeling better after 6 weeks on the lifestyle change. I'm 16 pounds less. My ability to believe this is really happening has increased exponentially. My constant eating has shifted to be stronger, be calm, be prepared for a period without food, be entertained, be social, be normal, and it's amazing. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm glad I caught this offer with coaching and daily podcasts. I wore fitted knee-length shorts with a woven print normal size blouse to church today, and my friends are happy for me. Life is good. So she completed her program a couple weeks ago at 25 pounds down, and she's confident that she can do the last 10s and sustain on her own now that she has the Wholist skill power. Makes me so happy. All right, geez, I could go on forever. All of my people, including my husband who let me experiment on him a couple of years ago. But I'll just mention one more person, someone who started just last week, Cynthia. She's been texting me nearly every day, and I love it. The one I got last night says, I'm odd. I'm in such gratitude for you to have accepted and invited me into this opportunity. It's been a long time since ever feeling this supported, and that's not victim talk. It just is what it is. I'm looking forward to setting next appointments. I'm fully immersed into a self-care mode. I'm choosing action, not consumption of information, choosing to be open. It overwhelms me in a great way, shedding the layers and weight in a healthier way. It's so not a diet, and it all makes so much sense, even though it is in no way easy. Good tears over here. I love the daily podcast and the amazing team you've assembled. I'm believing it's never too late and the time is now. I mean, good tears for her. I started bawling when I read that. I mean, it's just so inspiring. I love my Wholist tribe. Okay, so awesome. I swear this is the real deal. I'm no internet snake oil salesman. I'm no health coach guru. I'm just a mama whose kid is playing with Legos and a dog that's barking outside and a doctor who got sick of watching people fail. So keep your appointment with me. Even if we don't end up working together, you'll get some clarity and some resources out of it. But guess what? My guess, we'll get along great, and we'll make this happen for you because it does work. Welcome to Wholist, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.